Today we're delighted to be joined by America's top medical and public health professionals as we announce historic steps to confront the crisis of autism. I want to say it like it is. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. If you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol. Don't do it. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. And don't give Tylenol to your child. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. Don't have your baby take Tylenol. Just don't give it. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. I said,
All right. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It's October 1st, the spooky season. That's the Remix Brothers, Trump Autism Remix. So shout outs to them. So, as far as the update, just been working. 2 nights ago, man. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't podcast yesterday because I slept in till like 2:30 in the afternoon. The night before yesterday, man, I was feeling fine. Like, I felt fine all day. And then I ate at work, and I had Taco Bell before work. And then I ate at work. I had like a little personal pizza. And dude, I don't fucking know, but I got home and like my wife had been doing the laundry. We have a laundry room right next to us. We have a vent that's kind of like got holes in it. So like hot air shoots out of the dryer. So like, dude, it was like 80, 90 degrees in here. Whenever I got home. So like that hit me. I was already starting to feel like sick to my stomach. Super thirsty at work. So I started I chugged like 2 bottles of juice. And then I got home, dude. I felt like I had the fucking like flu, man. But the thing is, like I was trying to rough through it and like play some video games, and I played like an hour or 2 of video games, and I just shut it off. I'm like, dude, I'm laying down. I laid down, went straight to sleep, and slept like all night till like 2:30 in the afternoon. Went to bed early. Woke up and felt fine. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So that's why I haven't been podcasting every day like I usually do. As far as updates, you guys know me. October, the whole month of October, I try to focus on paranormal, cryptids. I try to focus on Halloween themed stuff. It's my favorite holiday is Halloween. I love it. So if you see a shift in the channel more towards paranormal, more towards like spooky Halloween type stuff, I do it every year. I try to do it during October. So don't get discouraged. Don't unsubscribe. It's just for 1 month. But I do have to say, though, if there is like a super important story that I feel is important, I will still report on it and do episodes on like current stuff if it's important to me. But yeah, dude, I try to celebrate October, you know. So, October 1st. This is the perfect story to shoot off our paranormal Halloween season, and it's Charlie Kirk related. When I heard this story, I've been covering the Charlie Kirk stuff off and on. I've been trying to cover the Epstein stuff mostly. I feel like the Epstein stuff kind of got swept under the rug when all this Charlie Kirk shit went down. And I really think it is the most important issue conspiracy-wise is the Epstein stuff. Artificial intelligence is a big thing that's important right now, and yeah, like UK doing Mark of the Beast type shit, which we'll have to report on that maybe tonight or something. But I've been covering Charlie Kirk stuff, so go check out the Charlie Kirk assassination playlist. This will be in it. But I had to report on this story because it was just, you guys know me, I'm an occultist, a witch, practicing magician. I've practiced witchcraft since 16 years old. So I kind of wanted to weigh in on this. It's witchcraft and Charlie Kirk. I was like, yeah, I have to report on this shit. So the witch who claims to have cursed Charlie Kirk speaks out with regret. If you guys don't know, to sum it up quickly, apparently, I don't know the full details, so we're going to kind of like read the article. I heard someone paid a witch to put a curse on Charlie Kirk, and then he literally dies like a couple days later. And a lot of people in the conservative Christian conspiracy right have like blamed this witch, saying that she's the reason Charlie Kirk got assassinated because of the curse. I personally do believe in curses. I don't think people should fuck with them. I don't do curses. I know people who have done curses and who throughout their lives, and their lives are like in miserable places. Because there's this thing called the Wiccans Read, which we've covered on this channel before. It was one of the 2 listener email episodes with Ren. Go check it out. Maybe I'll link it below in Spotify if I remember. Whatever you do comes back threefold. So that's why I don't fuck with dark shit like that. So the Christians are all freaking out and trying to turn this into a literal witch hunt. And it's like, you guys do realize that, like, whatever curse or spell, let's just say hypothetically that the curse did work and that's why Charlie Kirk got assassinated. That was a pretty brutal death that I seen on camera. Threefold's gonna come back to her. So what happened to Charlie 3 times is gonna come back to her. If, hypothetically, the curse worked and that was the cause of it. The shadowy world of witchcraft chillingly collided with American politics this month, after a spellcaster publicly admitted regret for her part in a curse said to target conservative activist Charlie Kirk. So it said her part. So maybe this is a coven. Maybe the whole coven did a curse, a ceremony, a ritual. Speaking after Charlie Kirk's shocking assassination at Utah Valley University, the self-proclaimed witch known as Priestess Lilyn, to play on Lilith. My cat's name is Lilith, which is the first wife of Adam, who became succubus, aka incubi, succubi. It's the same entity, it just it shapeshifts its sex, depending on its victim. Also, a lot of people believe she's the mother of Cain. Said she never intended to cause harm and wants to reach out to Charlie's widow, Erica Kirk. By the way, we'll have to do a whole episode on Lilith. I'll write that down in my notebook. Priestess Lilyn addresses Erica Kirk directly. So it sounds like she did apologize for the curse. Priestess Lilyn, who described herself as one of the witches contacted by Jezebel before Charlie Kirk's death. Jezebel, I'm guessing, is a person, or is it a coven? Obviously, it's a play on the Jezebel from the Bible. Before Charlie Kirk's death, said she did not want the situation to spiral into tragedy. She acknowledged the emotional toll the episode had on Erica Kirk, offering to correspond privately to give her answers. By the way, Erica Kirk is a controversial figure right now. There's a comment I'm going to respond to if we have time at the end of this video. A lot of people are saying that she's not acting right. I personally say everyone mourns differently. There's a lot of people who believe the assassination wasn't even real. This whole situation is super divisive in this community. And there is some stuff that I heard, a rabbit hole that I plan on going down and investigating Apparently she was an actor also in one of Trump's pageants, which the pageant thing is a little weird. And apparently Trump set them up together. It was an arranged marriage. Now the whole acting thing, I don't see why that matters. For some reason in the conspiracy community, being an actor or musician, any form of making money off of art, and I don't know, having a good career, like as far as acting or something, they see that as a bad thing. See, it's evidence that they're Illuminati, that the world is a stage because they're an actor. I don't really see that as an issue. Like, one of my favorite podcasters is Alex Stein, who's literally, there's compilations on YouTube of all the different reality shows he's been in, all the different movies and shows he's been in general as background actors. I personally want to get into acting. I have a buddy I interviewed, Jason Donahue, who is an actor, and I talked to him. I'm going to try to get into acting myself. So if that makes me Illuminati and, destroys my brand and my credibility, then I guess I'm Illuminati. So, she acknowledged the emotional toll the episode has had on Erica Kirk, offering to correspond privately to give her answers. Quote, "We regret any distress experienced. What we do is done based on an impartial perspective and at a professional level," Lillan said in a chat with the Daily Mail. "We respect the widow's feeling and welcome a private conversation to address her concerns." That'd be cool, since Erica's running Turning Point, the podcast. Have Lillan on. I would listen to the episode. Has anyone listened to Turning Point? I guess, is that the podcast, Turning Point? I don't know. I don't listen to it. I listen to comedians talking conspiracy. That's my jam. Tinfoil Hat, Last Podcast on the Left, that type of style. Is it Turning Point? Has anyone listened to it? Is it any good since Charlie's gone? I don't know. According to the witch, the curse in question was never meant to cause physical damage. Our spells are spiritual in nature, and we do not perform actions that are intended to cause physical harm, she explained. So I'm guessing the curse was more of like psychological warfare, using an entity, whether that be a lowercase g or goddess or daemon or jinn. I don't know. I'm curious what curse they did. Psychological warfare, maybe emotional. So apparently they didn't do a physical, like, hey, we want him to be physically harmed. 2 days before Kirk was assassinated, Jezebel published a controversial article titled, "We paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk." See, that's the part where I kind of, get skeptical. I do believe in witchcraft, obviously, because I practice it. But most of these, Etsy witches and shit, or witch talk, as they call it, most of these people are, Wiccans, which, I'm a ceremonial magician. So, the magic I do is, the legit shit. I make sure I'm, reading from grimoires and, tomes and, the legit ceremonial stuff. Wicca is very Harry Potter-ish and lovey-dovey and woo-woo of, oh, just, do it your own way, and, I don't know, it's kind of like the kindergarten of witchcraft, in my opinion. Everyone's, cool with their beliefs and whatever, but to me, it's the kindergarten of witchcraft. I guess if you would compare it to, Christianity, it would be like the mega church Joel Osteen of Christianity. The woo-woo feel-good, So that's why I'm kind of skeptical on this curse. In it, the author described purchasing a curse as easily as I can buy a phone charger, musing about whether there was a spell capable of punishing Kirk for his political rhetoric. Which, by the way, if you actually listen to Charlie's messages, I Obviously, I don't agree with the dude. I'm not a conservative. I'm pro-abortion. I'm anti-Christian. I think it's a horrible, disgusting, harmful religion to the world. But like most of his shit is like stuff I can get behind. Like, hey, we should all, focus on making our family stronger and being more spiritual. Like maybe we should like take care of our country, America. Yeah, maybe we should like stop trying to cut kids' dicks off and stuff. Just an idea. The article detailed how several witches, including Lilin and her sister, High Priestess Lamashtu, which we did a whole episode on Lamashtu, the entity. Go check it out, and I'll put it down below. And Spotify, if you're listening. YouTube, I don't fuck with that shit. I don't know what to tell you. Get off of the playground and go to the big boy website, Spotify or Rumble. By the way, I'm uploading more on Rumble. I'm trying, dude. I don't have enough time in the day. We're contacted through the online marketplace Etsy. The ritual reportedly involved burning a photograph of Kirk, although the Jezebel piece was swiftly taken down after the assassination and ignited furious debates. Photographs, yeah. Burning photographs is definitely some curse type shit. When asked whether the spell had any roles in the conservative leader's death, Lilin replied cautiously, "I would like to say that a person's life and death always have weight, and we do not celebrate the loss of life, she said. While we cannot and would not claim responsibility for Mr. Kirk's death, we do affirm that the magic we work with in our daily lives is very real. And I can tell you, as in my opinion, I can't say it's fact, but I got into witchcraft by experimenting with it, and it does fucking work. It's real. It's legit. Yeah, unlike prayer of like asking God to do something for you, this actually, it's like literally life is like a video game, and witchcraft to me is like knowing the cheat codes. Like it works. That's why I practice it. On her YouTube show, Megyn Kelly revealed how the couple reacted in the hours before tragedy struck. She described Erica as genuinely rattled by the notion of witches targeting her husband. So they apparently knew about the curse before he got assassinated. That's kind of crazy. Kelly said, "Why torture a family like this? A Christian believing family. Why do this vile thing to a young couple?" Well, Erica, that was Kelly, saying that. Megyn Kelly. That's kind of a rhetorical question. Like, I personally am big on the whole coexist thing, but it's like, witches kind of have a little thorn in their side from Christianity of like, I don't know, Salem witch trials, crusades, inquisitions, like, maybe that's why they despise Christians. A lot of witches, that, and you guys have a beautiful verse in y'all's beautiful book of poetry called "Suffer not a witch to die" or "Suffer not a witch to live." One of the words that mean basically like kill witches. The Kirks took the threat seriously enough to call a Catholic priest the night before the assassination. Yes, they are Christian, but they're Catholic, not Protestant. I did know that, because there's a lot of controversy that the Christian community arguing amongst itself, which I love to see, about, I guess Charlie Kirk at one point in time had said that you can find salvation and your soul can be saved through Mother Mary. And that Protestants, of course, freak the fuck out. Like, no, it's only through Jesus, I could care less. I was saved multiple times. I don't know if you can unsave yourself, but I've blasphemed the Holy Spirit before. So that's unforgivable sin. And I denounced Christ when I was younger, in the woods, and gave my life to witchcraft. She and Charlie contacted a friend who I believe she said was a Catholic priest and asked him to pray with them and over Charlie the night before he was murdered. Damn. So that's spooky. The night before. I told you guys this was going to be a good spooky one. We're starting off the season good, man. Even as fear gripped them, Erica leaned on her faith. Kelly recalled Erica's words. Weapons will form but not prosper. Satan and those witches have no power. That sounds cool. While the scandal, I do, by the way, love like Catholicism. As far as Christianity, when I was a Christian growing up, I was always fascinated by exorcisms, the rosaries, like the actual art of going in a cathedral. Like me and my buddy, we were weirdos. We would hang out in graveyards and shit, but sometimes we would literally just go and like check out Catholic churches, because like a lot of people don't know this. Unlike the Protestants, like Catholic churches in towns are usually like the doors are unlocked. You can just, for the most part, most of the time, like just walk in any time of day, and they're just beautiful. I've always been fascinated with Catholicism. Like I think if I ever, honestly, and I think the reason why is because it's very witchy. There's like a lot of paganism tied in. It's neat. There's sun worship, there's God eating practices like the communion, and yeah, I think if I ever did become a Christian, I would probably join Catholicism, and I would definitely try to become like a priest and get into exorcisms. Like that would be fucking cool to like do exorcisms on people. While the scandal has brought her unwanted attention, Priestess Lillian insists her work is not inherently sinister. She said her main practices involve spells for protection and healing. At the same time, she defended more controversial rituals. Summoning demons and communicating with spirits were not inherently evil acts, she argued. Which she's not wrong. Like, a lot of people don't know. I mean, this kind of ties in with Christianity a little bit, like King Solomon, supposedly, with the Tetragrammaton. I have one somewhere. Normally I wear it on this finger. Summoned 72 demons and summoned them and bound them in like magic circles and used them as slave labor to build his temple. And when you get into like OTO, I know for a fact they like teach you basically how to summon demons and control them. I don't fuck with that shit, but you're more than welcome to. I mean, freedom of religion, do what thou wilt. Summoning demons and communicating with spirits were not inherently evil acts, she argued. The spiritual community viewed demons as multifaceted spirits and not one-dimensional big bad evils. Mediumship is also perceived as an ethical, neutral practice. Is it effective? Yes, she says. Despite these defenses, Lillian admitted that she and her colleague Lamashtu have faced a wave of backlash. We have received a barrage of death threats, said the Jezebel piece, she said. The pair have also been banned from Etsy, where they once marketed their services. So the death threats, right there. That's where I'm like comparing this to a literal witch trial, because it is a literal witch trial. Suffer not a witch to die or live or whatever. I told you guys, man, this is something, and I talked about this even before the Charlie Kirk shit. I noticed a large uprising in Christian conservative, Christian nationalism, and that concerns the fuck out of me. Because the pendulum has been towards the left so long. Instead of it just being moderate, this is what I tell people, man. Everyone should, in my opinion, if I could give advice, everyone should aim to be moderate. Fuck the left, fuck the right. Like, I'm a classic liberal. And focus more on spirituality rather than religion, the R word. Stop playing this left-right paradigm. Because that's why the pendulum, where it's been so far to the left, it's going to swing to the right, and it's going to be an overreaction. Well, technically, it would be an equal reaction, because the left has been overreacting, so now the right's going to overreact. Death threats, people? Come on. I know the Bible says eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, but it also does say turn the other cheek. It's just, I don't like seeing this. This is a literal witch trial. Now, the whole getting fired from Etsy, that was your employer. I talked about this last episode. You do and you say crazy shit. Your employer's going to find out and fire you. That's a possibility. That's always a possibility. When you work for a company, you have to obey their rules. You are selling yourself to that corporation. So, I don't really see that as cancel culture. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. The death threats, though, that's not cool. Among their offerings were a range of darker rituals, including the infernal justice black magic spell. That sounds cool as fuck. And the generational black magic curse. So damn, I wonder, were they putting like a family curse on Erica and Charlie and their offspring? That's one thing I don't like either, is like familia curses, Why, I believe there's like, my family's definitely has some family curses. There's ways to fix that, which I've never done, but I would love to. How to like break family curses. Maybe we'll do a whole episode on it, do some research. But to me, that's not right. Like, if you want to do a curse on, first of all, I'm against curses, but if you want to do a curse on someone, do a curse on someone you don't like, the target. Why target the children, the family, the bloodline? That's crazy. Some spells promise to destroy their friendship, make them hate each other, or make them lose their job. See, there you go. And by the way, threefold law. Like I said, if she cursed them of like job loss, now she's suffering job loss. So we're already seeing the threefold law take place in this lady's life. She put out a curse, and now she got fired from Etsy. Now she's receiving death threats. However, the specific spell aimed at Charlie remains unclear. Charlie Kirk's legacy overshadowed by darkness. The fallout from Charlie Kirk's death continues to ripple outward. For his widow, Erica, the intersection of politics, witchcraft, and tragedy has left lasting scars. She was forced to face not just the loss of her husband, but the eerie knowledge that strangers online had directed curses at him in the days before his assassination. Jezebel, for its part, has distanced itself from this violence. In a statement, the site said, so Jezebel is a site, apparently. I'm guessing it's like a journalistic site for witches. You can write articles, it sounds like, because that's what Lillian did, was wrote an article on it. I'm going to have to look and check it out. Not that I write articles anymore. I used to be a physical paper journalist, but I'll have to check them out, see if they have like a podcasting corner, because I would love to upload on there. At least my occult stuff, Any little bit helps getting myself out anywhere, So I'm going to have to look into that. Maybe we'll do an Inside Baseball episode on that. I have several of those planned. Jezebel condemns the shooting of Charlie Kirk in the strongest possible terms. We do not endorse, encourage, or excuse political violence of any kind. I do respect that they're calling it political violence, because it was a political assassination. Still, many continue to question whether the article crossed an ethical line by paying witches to hex a public figure, even if the intent was satirical or symbolic. I disagree with that. I don't think it crossed an ethical line. They have prayer phone lines. There's people who call for prayer on their podcast. To me, you should be allowed to, ask for someone to cast spells in certain directions. I see that no different than asking someone to pray for something. But that's just me. I don't know. Do what thou wilt. Blessed be. I hope you all have an awesome fucking day. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to donate, please do. It helps the channel out. It helps pay for stuff like pens, papers, notebooks, business cards, flash drives, all sorts of stuff, man. It helps the channel. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the description below. But, yeah, y'all have a good day.